There is a vastness that stretches beyond the limits of perception, a reality layered upon reality, a world that extends far deeper than what our senses can comprehend. When we look around, we believe we see everything there is: the ground beneath us, the horizon in the distance, the sky above. But these are only the surfaces of a grand illusion, a beautifully crafted mirage that hides the true architecture of existence. What we call reality is but a shadow, a faint reflection of something infinitely greater, something vibrating just beyond the reach of ordinary awareness. Imagine that existence itself is not flat, but multidimensional. Not two, not three, but many, infinite planes of experience, stacked and intertwined like the unseen strings of a grand cosmic instrument. Each layer resonates at its own frequency, creating the illusion of separation while remaining part of the same eternal whole. And within these layers exists consciousness, not as a passenger, but as the very essence of the journey. The universe does not exist outside of consciousness. It unfolds within it. Everything that has ever been, every star, every atom, every thought is part of this infinite awareness, expressing itself through different forms. We tend to think of ourselves as small beings adrift in a vast cosmos, but in truth, the cosmos itself is unfolding within us. The observer and the observed are not two, they are one. When you close your eyes and feel the stillness within, what you are touching is not emptiness, but the infinite field from which all things arise. The heartbeat you hear is not just your own. It is the pulse of existence, the same rhythm that vibrates through galaxies and atoms alike. You are not separate from the universe. You are its expression, its living awareness, its temporary form through which eternity experiences itself. If you were to peel back the layers of perception, you would discover that everything is energy, patterns of vibration interacting and shifting in a seamless dance. The physical world, as solid as it seems, is made of frequencies. Matter is condensed light, frozen energy vibrating at a slower pace, giving rise to form. Change the frequency, and the form transforms. What we see as separate objects, mountains, oceans, our own bodies, are but ripples in the same vast ocean of energy. This idea may sound abstract, but it is not far from what modern physics suggests. The deeper we explore the quantum world, the more reality dissolves into probability, vibration, and interconnectedness. At the smallest scales, particles are not objects, but waves, possibilities waiting to be observed. The act of observation itself seems to collapse these waves into matter, implying that consciousness is not a bystander, but a fundamental ingredient of creation. If that is true, then everything we see around us, every color, every movement, every experience is shaped by the lens through which we observe it. Perception is not passive, it is creative. You do not simply witness reality, you participate in its unfolding. The world changes depending on the awareness that perceives it, just as water reflects differently depending on the light that touches it. Perhaps that is why mystics throughout history have said that to know the universe, one must first know oneself. The path inward is the path outward. The more we understand the mind, the closer we come to understanding the cosmos. For consciousness is not a product of the brain. The brain is a receiver, a translator of that infinite consciousness into human experience. There are realms of existence that exist beyond the material, subtle planes of light, thought, and vibration that interpenetrate our physical reality. In dreams, meditation, or moments of deep silence, we sometimes catch glimpses of them. These are not fantasies or hallucinations. They are encounters with higher dimensions, the layers of being where form dissolves into energy, and energy into awareness. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, carries a vibration that extends beyond your body. These vibrations interact with the greater field of consciousness, influencing and being influenced in return. In that sense, reality is not fixed. It is fluid, responsive, alive. You are continuously shaping it, whether you realize it or not. Consider how light behaves, both particle and wave, form and formlessness. Consciousness mirrors that duality. It can localize itself as an individual, a person, a moment, a point of view, yet remain infinite, stretching beyond time and space. What you experience as you is like a single note in a cosmic symphony, unique, distinct, but inseparable from the greater song. Imagine now that existence is like a vast film reel. Each frame represents a moment in time, static, unchanging, frozen in its own perfection. But consciousness is the projector light that brings those frames to life, creating motion, continuity, and story. Without that light, the film would remain still. Without consciousness, time itself would not flow. This is why ancient traditions spoke of reality as Maya, a divine play, an illusion not because it is false, but because it is impermanent, ever-shifting, dependent on perception. The illusion is not that the world exists, but that we are separate from it. Once that veil lifts, the boundaries dissolve. Self and universe, matter and spirit, become one seamless expression of infinite awareness. If you could look beyond the physical, you might see layers of subtle energy radiating from every being, what mystics call the aura, or the energetic field. These layers correspond to different aspects of consciousness, emotion, thought, spirit, each vibrating at their own frequency. Together, they form a bridge between the visible and invisible worlds. When we act, speak, or even think, those vibrations ripple outward, touching the web of existence in ways we cannot always see, but can sometimes feel. And so in truth, every choice, every word, every emotion is not insignificant. It is a creative act. The universe responds not to what we say we want, but to what we are. It mirrors our vibration. Fear creates contraction. Love creates expansion. Anger distorts. Peace harmonizes. The outer world is a reflection of the inner state. When we change within, reality rearranges itself to match our new frequency. This understanding is not about control, but about harmony. To live consciously is to dance with existence, to listen, to align, to co-create. Life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. You are the conduit through which infinite potential takes form. When you begin to sense this truth, something profound shifts. The chaos of life starts to look like choreography. The pain, the joy, the loss, the triumph, all become notes in a single beautiful melody. You start to see that nothing is random. Every event, every encounter, every moment is part of a vast intelligence expressing itself in perfect timing. And in that realization, fear begins to dissolve. Because how can you fear the unknown once you recognize that you are not separate from it? You are the mystery itself, experiencing, evolving, remembering. Death is not an ending, but a transformation, a shift from one frequency to another. Once you begin to see the world not as a fixed place, but as a living mirror, everything changes. The people you meet, the experiences you have, even the random moments that seem insignificant, all reflect something within you. Life itself becomes a conversation between consciousness and its own reflection. Every joy and every challenge is not happening against you, but for you, revealing something about your own vibration, your own frequency within this vast field of existence. The ancient mystics spoke of this truth in simple terms: as within, so without. The outer world mirrors the inner. It has always been this way, though few notice it. When your inner world is chaotic, filled with fear or anger, the world seems hostile. When your heart opens, life responds with grace. It is not magic or superstition. It is resonance. The energy you hold within radiates outward, shaping the very fabric of your experience. Imagine that consciousness is a vast ocean, and your individual awareness is a single wave upon it. The wave may believe it is separate, rising, falling, moving on its own, but it has never been apart from the ocean. Every movement, every shimmer, every reflection is guided by the same underlying current. The illusion of separateness is necessary for experience. But awakening comes when the wave remembers it is the ocean itself. That remembrance is not something you achieve, it is something you allow. It happens in stillness, in silence, in those rare moments when the noise of thought fades and awareness becomes pure observation. You have tasted this before, in awe, in love, in grief, when time seems to stop and you feel something greater moving through you. That is consciousness remembering itself. In those moments, you sense that everything is connected, not metaphorically, but literally. The same force that spins galaxies also guides the fall of a leaf, the flow of your breath, the beat of your heart. The same intelligence that carved rivers through stone also flows through your veins. You are the cosmos observing itself through human eyes. But we forget. The mind, designed to navigate the physical world, begins to believe it is the whole of who we are. It draws boundaries, names, identities, and then guards them fiercely. It divides the infinite into categories: me and you, light and dark, life and death. Yet all of these opposites exist only to help us see the unity beneath them. Without darkness, we could not know light. Without silence, sound would have no meaning. Without separation, unity could not be realized. The universe loves contrast. It is how it learns, how it plays. Through duality, consciousness explores itself. It creates worlds where forgetting is possible, so that remembering becomes meaningful. It dreams itself into limitation, so that awakening becomes profound. You, in your human form, are part of that divine experiment. a spark of infinite awareness pretending to be finite, so it can discover its own vastness anew. When you start to understand this, even your struggles begin to take on new meaning. The pain you felt, the losses, the moments of confusion, they are not punishments, but teachers. They are mirrors, showing you the parts of yourself that still crave integration, still long to be seen and loved. Nothing in existence is wasted. Every experience is sacred. This realization changes the way you move through the world. You stop fighting life and begin flowing with it. You start listening, truly listening, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. You begin to sense that every moment carries guidance. Every encounter holds purpose. Even silence becomes a conversation with the universe. When you walk through nature, you can feel it speaking. The rustling of leaves, the rhythm of waves, the whisper of wind, all of it is the language of energy, the same energy that forms your thoughts. You realize that life doesn't communicate in words. It speaks in synchronicities, symbols, sensations. Every coincidence becomes a clue, every intuition a message. The universe is not distant or indifferent. It is interactive, intimate, responsive. It speaks when you are quiet enough to listen. And yet to live in alignment with this truth does not mean to escape the world. It means to embrace it fully. The beauty, the pain, the uncertainty. It means to walk through chaos without losing your center. To love without attachment. To see divinity in the mundane. The spiritual path is not about floating above reality. It is about seeing reality for what it truly is. Sacred, interconnected, and alive. As awareness expands, so does compassion. You begin to see others not as separate beings, but as extensions of the same consciousness experiencing itself from different angles. Their joys and sorrows are reflections of your own. Empathy deepens, judgment fades. You no longer need to be right. You only wish to understand. You no longer see enemies, only mirrors. And this changes everything. Your relationships, your choices, your very sense of identity. You begin to act not from fear, but from understanding. You realize that kindness is not weakness, but alignment. Every act of love harmonizes the greater field. Every act of fear distorts it. To choose love, even in small moments, is to recalibrate the entire web of existence. This interconnectedness extends far beyond the human realm. The earth itself is alive, breathing, conscious. Its ecosystems are not random, but symphonic. A perfect balance of energy, exchange, and awareness. When you stand beneath a forest canopy or feel the pull of the ocean, you are not merely witnessing nature. You are being reminded of what you are. A temporary expression of the same. And once you begin to see the world not as a fixed place, but as a living mirror, everything changes. The people you meet, the experiences you have, even the random moments that seem insignificant, all reflect something within you. Life itself becomes a conversation between consciousness and its own reflection. Every joy and every challenge is not happening against you, but for you, revealing something about your own vibration, your own frequency within this vast field of existence. The ancient mystics spoke of this truth in simple terms: as within, so without. The outer world mirrors the inner. It has always been this way, though few notice it. When your inner world is chaotic, filled with fear or anger, the world seems hostile. When your heart opens, life responds with grace. It is not magic or superstition, it is resonance. The energy you hold within radiates outward, shaping the very fabric of your experience. Imagine that consciousness is a vast ocean, and your individual awareness is a single wave upon it. The wave may believe it is separate, rising, falling, moving on its own, but it has never been apart from the ocean. Every movement, every shimmer, every reflection is guided by the same underlying current. The illusion of separateness is necessary for experience, but awakening comes when the wave remembers it is the ocean itself. That remembrance is not something you achieve, it is something you allow. It happens in stillness, in silence, in those rare moments when the noise of thought fades and awareness becomes pure observation. You have tasted this before, in awe, in love, in grief, when time seems to stop and you feel something greater moving through you. That is consciousness remembering itself. In those moments, you sense that everything is connected, not metaphorically, but literally. The same force that spins galaxies also guides the fall of a leaf, the flow of your breath, the beat of your heart. The same intelligence that carved rivers through stone also flows through your veins. You are the cosmos observing itself through. There comes a moment on every soul's journey when the search turns inward. After chasing answers across galaxies of thought, through science and philosophy, through religion and reason, consciousness pauses and realizes that what it sought has been present all along. The mystery it longed to uncover was never hidden in the stars, but in the quiet awareness observing them. The final frontier is not out there among the constellations, it is within. When you close your eyes and breathe, the universe breathes with you. The rhythm of your inhale and exhale mirrors the expansion and contraction of galaxies. The pulse within your chest echoes the creation of heartbeat. You are not separate from this infinite process. You are its living embodiment. Through you, the cosmos awakens to itself. Through your awareness, existence becomes self-aware. This is the essence of awakening, not an escape from human life, but a deeper immersion in it. To awaken is to live with the recognition that every moment, no matter how ordinary, is sacred. Every experience, from joy to sorrow, is a brushstroke in the divine painting of existence. When you see with awakened eyes, even the smallest act, a smile, a breath, a moment of silence, becomes an expression of infinity. We are taught to believe that awakening is something distant, reserved for saints and sages. But in truth, it is the simplest and most natural state, the one you have known since before thought began. It is the awareness that exists before the mind creates stories, before names and memories define reality. It is the stillness behind movement, the silence behind every word, the presence that is never changed, no matter what you have lived through. In that stillness, all boundaries dissolve. The separation between self and other fades, and what remains is love. Not the emotion that comes and goes, but the essence that underlies all things. Love is not what you do, it is what you are. It is the frequency of unity, the natural vibration of existence when the illusion of division falls away. This love does not need to be earned or sought. It simply needs to be remembered. Like the sun hidden behind clouds, it never ceases to shine. The clouds of fear and judgment only obscure it from view. The spiritual path is the gentle art of remembering, of clearing the mind so that the light already within can illuminate the way. When that remembrance dawns, everything transforms. The world does not change, but the way you see it does. You begin to perceive beauty and imperfection, wisdom and silence, eternity in each fleeting instant. You understand that life was never about reaching a destination, but about awakening to the journey itself. The river does not struggle to reach the ocean. It flows naturally, guided by the unseen contours of the earth. In the same way, your life is guided by an intelligence far greater than the mind can comprehend. You do not need to force your way forward. You only need to trust the current that carries you. When you surrender to it, you discover that every turn, every delay, every fall was perfectly timed to teach you what you came to learn. The universe does not make mistakes. Every moment is a precise expression of cosmic intelligence, even those that seem chaotic or painful. It is only from the limited perspective of time that we label events as good or bad. But from the view of eternity, all things serve the expansion of consciousness. Every loss, every heartbreak, every moment of stillness or struggle contributes to the unfolding of your soul. And when you can see this, gratitude blossoms naturally. Gratitude becomes not a practice, but a way of being, a silent acknowledgement that existence itself is enough. The air you breathe, the light that touches your skin, the simple fact that you are aware, these are miracles beyond measure. Gratitude is the recognition that life owes you nothing because it has already given you everything. As you live from this awareness, fear begins to dissolve. Fear thrives in separation, in the belief that you are a small being at the mercy of an indifferent universe. But when you remember your true nature as infinite awareness, fear loses its grip. You realize that nothing real can ever be lost, and nothing unreal was ever yours to keep. The body may fade, experiences may come and go, but the consciousness that witnesses them remains untouched. You are that witness, the eternal presence behind the changing scenery of life. In that realization, peace arises, not the fragile peace that depends on circumstances, but the deep peace that exists beneath them. It is the peace of knowing that you are held, always, in the embrace of something vast and benevolent. The peace of recognizing that every breath is part of a greater rhythm, every silence part of a greater song. And this peace begins to radiate outward. Others can feel it, even if they cannot name it. Your presence becomes healing, not because of what you say or do, but because you carry the stillness of the infinite within you. You become a reminder, a living mirror in which others glimpse their own divinity. That is the quiet revolution of awakening. It does not shout or demand, it simply is. A single being living in awareness changes the vibration of the collective. Just as one candle can light thousands without losing its flame, one awakened soul ignites countless others. Consciousness spreads not through force, but through resonance. And so the work of awakening is not done in grand gestures, but in small conscious acts, in the way you listen, the way you breathe, the way you treat the world around you. Every moment is an opportunity to embody the awareness that you are. Each act of kindness, each moment of forgiveness, Each choice to love rather than fear adds light to the collective field. This is how the universe evolves, not through conflict, but through remembrance, not through destruction, but through illumination. The more beings remember their true nature, the more the collective dream shifts toward harmony. The wars, the greed, the suffering, they are the symptoms of forgetting. As remembrance spreads, those shadows dissolve, just as darkness cannot remain where light enters. Humanity stands at the edge of that remembrance. We are beginning to see that the divisions we cling to, race, religion, nation, belief, are illusions born from fear. Beneath them, we are one consciousness, dreaming in countless forms. The earth is not a resource to be consumed, but a living being to be cherished. The cosmos is not a void to be conquered, but a mirror reflecting our own infinite potential. The next stage of evolution will not be technological, but spiritual, the awakening of collective awareness. And it begins not in systems or governments, but in individuals who choose to live consciously. Every person who remembers adds to the momentum. Every soul that awakens becomes a beacon for others lost in the storm of illusion. So if you feel small, remember, even a single star can pierce the darkness of a vast sky. Even a single breath of awareness ripples through eternity. You are not insignificant. You are essential. Without your light, the cosmic tapestry would be incomplete. And when you feel lost, return to the simple truth. You are here, now, breathing. This moment is enough. This awareness is home. The universe is not asking you to be perfect. It is inviting you to be present, to see, to feel, to be. Let your life become a meditation, not confined to quiet moments, but woven through every action. Let your words carry kindness, your silence carry peace, your gaze carry understanding. In doing so, you live as the awakened you